The Crucible, Act 3 analysis. In Act 3, Abigail and the girls run the town. They have the power to send anyone that they dislike to trial and destroy their lives. This gives them more power than ever before afforded to a woman. Court is in session when the act starts. Giles, a well-known community member, believes that Putnam, a rich landowner, is using the trials as a way to buy land that only he can afford. Giles, Putnam, and the other town leaders leave the room to settle the argument over the purchase of land. John Proctor and his employee Mary Warren then enter the court to testify against Abigail and the girls to take away their power. Mary testifies that the girls don't actually know what witchcraft is and don't really know who the witches are. Proctor and Mary are accused of trying to undermine the court because Proctor's wife, Elizabeth, is in custody. The leaders tell Proctor that Elizabeth is claiming to be pregnant and so she will not be hung until she has had the baby. When asked if Proctor will drop his accusations, he says no and tries to clear the names of many women of the town, including his wife's name. Abigail and the girls are then called in. They deny Mary's accusations and claim that Mary is bewitching them. Proctor can no longer stand it and lunges at Abigail, calling her many foul names. He tells them about their affair and claims that that's the reason that Elizabeth fired her. He continues by saying that Abigail wants Elizabeth to hang so that she can take her place in his household. Elizabeth is brought in to prove this claim. She is told not to look at her husband. She says that she thought her husband had liked Abigail too much for her liking, so she fired her. As she is leaving, Proctor calls out to her that he had revealed the secret, but it's too late. The girls begin screaming that Mary is sending spirits at them, and in the chaos, Mary accuses John of inviting her to join him and the devil. The head judge of the trials orders Proctor's arrest, and even against the better judgment of Hale, a minister with much experience dealing with witchcraft. Fed up with the chaos and lack of reason in the court, Hale then announces that he is leaving. The play is set during the Salem witch trials of 1692 in Salem, Massachusetts. The act mainly takes place in the courthouse around the most powerful people of the story, such as Abigail and John Proctor. The point of view of this play is third person, so that the audience can see what's going on in all parts of the town at all times. It jumps from watching the trials to side conversations to conspiring people to upset spouses and much, much more. There are many themes seen throughout the play, but there are several that are more prominent in the third act. Reputation is extremely important in the Crucible. Reputation was a large topic in Salem, with the girls ruining people's reputations by accusing them of witchcraft. John Proctor went on to soil his reputation by announcing his affair with Abigail. Another important theme to be noted is empowerment of women. In a society that was mainly patriarchal, the power that Abigail and the girls received from the accusations gave them more power than ever before imagined. People were afraid of them. Men listened to them. They ran the town and had everyone wrapped around the little fingers. They conspired to gain power, and power they did receive. Religion is also another important theme of the play. Religion was used to justify the hangings of all the witches. The fear of the devil was so great that the accusations of consorting with the devil led to many people's deaths and destroyed reputations, marriages, and lives. Irony is also seen throughout the play. It is ironic that in John Proctor's attempt to free his wife, he condemned not only her, but also himself. The trials began because of the affair that John had with Abigail, and she was trying to kill off his wife Elizabeth so that she could replace her. Abigail accused Elizabeth of witchcraft, freeing up a spot in John's bed if Elizabeth died, and was hung. But in John's attempt to free his wife by admitting to the affair, he ends up condemning himself, when Elizabeth, who's trying to cover for him, says that the affair never actually happened, not thinking that he would admit to the sin. He condemns himself by making himself look like a liar, so when Mary accuses him of inviting her to join him and the devil, there's nothing he can do to prove his innocence. This also foiled Abigail's plan because now John was in jail and she had nowhere to go. The end.